Hey YouTube, this is the Robinhood Investor. Hope you had a great day of trading. As always, I really appreciate your support, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to learn about investing, subscribe to this channel. Today I'm going to talk about Apple stock, ticker symbol AAPL, currently priced at $351. Today it hit all-time highs, and let's take a look at why it hit all-time highs. So past year up 80%, past 5 years up 172%. And if you take a look at the 52-week high and low under the stats, you can see $350, $354.77 was the all-time high. So intraday trading, it definitely hit that high. Market cap is $1.53 trillion, which is the most valuable company in the world. P ratio is 26.97, and dividend yield is 0.9%. It's a great dividend growth stock. Analyst ratings, you can see 66% give it a buy, 24% give it a hold, and 10% give it a sell. Now taking a look at the press release, so you can see second quarter results. Total revenue grows. Service revenue reaches new all-time high of $13.3 billion, which is a growing vertical in their business. So you can see company posted quarterly revenue of $58.3 billion, an increase of 1% from a year ago. So year over year growth was 1%, which is good to see because even during these times, even though it's been impacted, it didn't drop significantly. So it at least maintained the value. And you can take a look at quarterly earnings per diluted share of $2.55, up 4%. International sales accounted for 62% of the quarter's revenue. So it's good to see that international market did not dip either. So during these unprecedented times, Tim Cook, the CEO, reported that the growth was driven by services as well as wearables. So services include some of their software service, like their streaming service, as well as from the App Store, and wearables include their smartwatch, Apple Watch, as well as their AirPods, which is their wireless earbuds. So even during these times, just paraphrasing, Apple products and renewed ways to stay connected, informed, creative, and productive. So a lot of positivity around that business. So what the CFO says, Luca Maestri, which is Apple's CFO, you see our active installed base of devices reached an all-time high in all of our geographic segments and all major product categories. So all parts of the world where they have the products, as well as every major product category, experience growth, which is good to see. Generating operating cash flow of $13.3 billion during the quarter, up $2.2 billion over a year ago. So good to see that growth, and they're confident in the future and continue to make significant investments in all areas of the business to enrich the customers' lives and support long-term plans, including 5-year commitments to contribute $350 billion to the U.S. economy. So a lot of positive growth in all product categories and all areas where they have their products, and they're continuing to invest in their business to grow further so that they can generate more revenue. So Apple's board of directors also declared a cash dividend of 82 cents per share of the common stock, and an increase of 6%. So good to see they also increased their dividend. So just by being a shareholder of Apple stock, you got a raise of the dividend by 6%, which is 82% per share. And this is payable on May 14th to shareholders of record as of close of business on May 11, 2020. And they also authorized an increase of $50 billion to existing share repurchase program. So that means that Apple has confidence in its own company. So they're purchasing back $50 billion worth of their own stock. And when that happens, you can see that the earnings per share will increase because there's less shares available in the market. So good to see that they increase their dividend as well as increase their share buyback. Now taking a look at the financials, you can see that annually their revenue increased from 2016 to 2017, 2018, slightly decreased in 2019. But quarterly, you can see that Q2, Q3, Q4, it all increased. And then first quarter of 2020, it took a dip. But you can see that it at least maintained its revenue based on the press release. Now taking a look at the key stats. So Apple, you can see it's $1.53 trillion, which is the most valuable company in the world. Trailing PE or price to earnings ratio is 27.72. Forward PE is 23.76. So both these are slightly higher than the S&P 500. Scrolling down a bit, you can see that 52-week change for Apple stock, 77%. 52-week high, you can see it's $354.77, trading at all-time highs. And 52-week low is $190 per share. Scrolling down a bit, in terms of percent held by insiders, 0.07%, versus held by institutions, 62.17%, which is very high. Scrolling down a bit, you can see that dividends, forward annual dividend rate, 3.28, and forward annual dividend yield, 0.95%. So good to see that they also increased the dividend yield from before. Now the payout ratio is 24%, which is very good. You definitely don't want this to be over 50% because that means they're overpaying what they can afford. So 24% is actually really good relative to what they're earning. Now for profitability, it's a very profitable company. Profit margin is 21.35%, and operating margin in the trailing 12 months is 24.48%. So very profitable company and great to see that kind of margin. Management effectiveness, you can see that they're very effective. Return on assets is 12.38%, and return on equity is 62%, and this is in the trailing 12 months. Now for income statement revenue, you can see that's $267 billion, which is great to see. Their quarterly revenue growth year over year is 0.5%. It's not bad. It's not crazy growth, but it at least maintained its revenue from a year ago, even during these times. Gross profit in the trailing 12 months is $98 billion. EBITDA is $77 billion, so that's earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Net income is $57 billion. And the quarterly earnings growth year over year is negative 2.7%. So it's not bad, but it's great to see that they're sustaining their business during these times. Balance sheet, you can see total cash is huge, $94 billion. It's good to have that kind of cash reserved so that during struggling times that they can maintain their business. Total debt is $118 billion. Total debt to equity is 151. So for every dollar equity they have $151 in debt. Operating cash flow, $75 billion, and lever free cash flow is $45 billion. Overall, I think Apple is a very solid growth stock. They pay a solid dividend yield. They're growing that dividend. Their business is also growing. Their financials look very solid. They have a solid cash position, and I see them growing as they release new product upgrades in all verticals. I see them growing steadily, and I can see myself buying more into Apple stock and increasing my position. That's all for this video. What are your thoughts on Apple stock? Comment down below. Remember to use my referral links below, and both of us get $20 for using personal capital or free stock for using Robinhood. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to learn about investing, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.